Good afternoon. I have to tell you, this is one of the hardest videos that I have ever had to do. Just tidying myself up. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Nothing seems to be working. I deleted accidentally the Empress that I had pre-recorded. It's been just the biggest nightmare. And so I'm doing the best that I can with the facilities to hand. So at some point it might just give up. To understand that I will somehow solve it and get back to you. Now we're talking about the Empress. There's the card. That is the card that I somehow managed to delete. It is a rather beautiful card, and it denotes everything that is fertile and wonderful in women. So when you pull this card, you just know that this is going to be a rather spectacular person sitting in front of you. It's somebody who, one of the Earth Mother kind of persons. Everything she touches is very enveloping and loving and caring. All of those things, the Earth Mother kind. She also represents enlightenment, moving forward, inner illumination, divine knowledge, and wisdom. She's the mother of all things. So the wisdom she has is the wisdom of the mother, the wisdom of Gaia, the wisdom of nurture and nature and growing things. All endeavours will be fertile and fruitful at this time. If the issue on your mind relates to pregnancy, then please understand that it's a good time. Now is a good time to think about those kind of things. And it's just not fertility in the old way. It's not just about physical union. It could be about adoption. It could be about IVF, donor eggs, surrogacy, artificial insemination, anything that moves you forward in your plans towards this effort. It could mean fertility in regards to business goals or personal goals. I'm always loathed to just say fertility in one area. It's fertility in every area. It could even be fertile if you're just starting a house and a garden. It's not just about one aspect of yourself. Everything holds promise for you at this time. And it's a especially good time to smooth over all old difficulties when you draw this card. Central to this card is that wonderful woman with the flowing hair, and around her is a beautiful arc. Within that arc is the Ankh, and her aura is emblazoned with the symbol of Venus. The Empress sits before a beautiful, lush forest and drawing peace from the trees and the water. The Empress is rejuvenated by nature which surrounds her. So when you're doing a meditation on this card, it's best to do it outside, sitting in nature, surrounded by nature. I've got the most lovely pond, and that it would be a fantastic place to meditate on this card. Travel is important to the person who draws this card, and they will have chosen a career that allows them to do this. And it also means that they will reach their later years before they put down roots. It's a time to create beauty in your life. Do that redecorating that you plan to do. Change the curtains. I did that this afternoon. Or it could mean having a spa or a massage or treating yourself to a visit to the hairdressers, anything of that nature. This is the time to say yes to that special person in your life. The I do question. Birth and growth are also indicated in the area of luck. That's a fertility. And it could mean a bequest or a lottery, or a promotion as a result of some really good choices you've made. If you are a father and draw this card, or if a father is sitting in front of you, it could mean that it's a time to spend more time with the children, quality time with the children. Nurturing the children and nurturing your spouse. It takes 90 days to redevelop a relationship. The negative of the Empress is somebody who's self-indulgent, who finds it impossible to get pleasure from the physical, is superficial, and is really understood as that by people around them. But that apparent superficiality could be something else. It could be a protection from actually feeling things. So, don't make snap judgments here. So when you're meditating on this card, as I said, do it outside. Do it surrounded by nature to pull in the vibrations of everything about this card. Write it down. Write down your meditation. Now, it's a skill that you have to learn. And when you start writing down your meditations, you might start out with, why am I doing this? But write down, why am I doing this? And just keep doodling until it starts to flow. That's the life of a writer, or an artist, raping the paint, raping the canvas. That's what it feels like in the beginning. You just walk around the white canvas, and you can keep walking around and never put a mark on it, but you've got to make that plunge. And when you were thinking of that card, what occurred to you? What was it? Sounds? Was it visions? Was it an inner knowing? Write that down. Tell the story of the card and what it means to you. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. Probably wonderful if it doesn't make sense. Okay? It's really important that you just write it down. And, what lessons do you have to learn from that card? If you pull that card, what are the resources? If you pull that card, what challenges do you have to overcome? If you pull that card, what are the lessons to be learned? Excuse me. All of these questions are to be asked. It's a very easy way to do a reading, is to resources, challenges and lessons. Or you can draw 3 cards, 2 cards around that one and say, okay, this is the resource. Pull out another card. That is the challenge. Pull out another card. That is the lesson. So it's very easy to do a quick thumbnail tarot reading, or you can make a 3-card reading last a long time if you just let go of the I shoulds and just explore and play. I'm going to go now. Before the tape runs out or before something else catastrophic happens. I will do more investigations, and I will let you know what happened when I do number 5 tomorrow. Namaste. Go forth into the world with really wide arms. Just accept what comes. Do what you can with what you've got, where you are, as the Buddha said. Good night.